What's up, guys? It's me, Laura, your long lost friend. Happy Monday, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Mondays here are all about motivating you. I wanted to make this day very special because I know from experience, even when I was in school, Mondays are just hard days. Am I right? But I wanted to change that maybe here on my channel where you guys can come and just feel good and leave after watching my video and feel inspired and ready to take on the week that's ahead. So today's topic is all about positive thinking, the power of positive thinking. It's so important, you guys. Our thoughts really have a lot of power when it comes to how things go in our lives. I do know that the little changes that I've made over this past year alone have been insane when it comes to how my life has gone. Kind of the inspiration or reason that I wanted to make today's topic about positive thinking is because I recently heard, or I was gonna say read, but I didn't read it. It was on Audible, and it was the book Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. This book was recommended to me by my beautiful mother. I listened to this book recently, and it's just absolutely life-changing. It's so powerful. The way that she breaks things down, all of her stories are so inspiring. And so I really recommend you guys checking that out because she'll go like way deeper and further than I can ever go in a YouTube video. So I'll link that down below if you're interested in checking it out. But for today, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna keep it a little bit lighter and get vulnerable with you guys. So I wanted to share some personal stories of how I have realized positive thinking has really impacted my life. So I'll bring you back to 2015. If you guys don't know, I live in Florida now. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. So I'll link the video down below all about like my Florida move and stuff like that. It's crazy to think this summer is going to be 2 years. I think it's so bizarre. In 2015, I came down to Florida to vacation with some of my very best friends. And when I came down, I was like, you know what? Yep, I'm gonna move here. So I got back from vacation, was chilling with my mom. I'm like, Mom, listen up, y'all. I think that I'm going to move to Florida. And she was like, I'm sorry, what? So once I kind of set my mind to something in general that I want or want to achieve, it's going to happen. So that's like the first thing I'll share with you guys is I set my mind to the fact that, okay, it is the end of June. By August, by the beginning of August, I'm going to be in my vehicle driving to Florida and making the move regardless of what goes down. I knew that because I trust the Lord, a job would line up for me. I knew that a living situation would be found. I knew that I would be able to have enough financial support to be able to make the transition down to Florida. I just thought positive thoughts. I just knew that I knew it was going to happen. Sure enough, after the whole month of July passed, I had secured an interview with a job down here, found a roommate and an apartment to live in, and I literally, beginning of August, started driving to Florida, and I arrived here August 6th, 2015. I will never ever forget the feeling that I felt when I pulled up to my brand new apartment in Florida. I only knew like 4 people like at all, and none of my family was here. I remember just thinking like, wow, this is really scary. But I didn't let myself feel scared because I was so excited at the end of the day to really be going after something I truly believed and wanted to do. So I didn't even let negative thoughts creep into my mind at all. I remember those probably the first whole month of August, I didn't think one negative thought. I wasn't like, oh, maybe this was a bad idea, I kind of regret this, nothing. I kept my thoughts focused on how happy I was, or if I didn't feel happy in that moment, if I was feeling scared, I just was like, you know what, but you want this. Maybe it feels a little scary and uncomfortable right now because everything's brand new and change is scary, but I didn't allow myself to go down that road. I kept on positive thinking, and I remember just transitioning through into September and October. It got easier and easier, and I just began to feel like so settled and so like, wow, this is home. And it was so cool. Like when I first moved down here, I started working just front desk at a salon, and I just remember thinking like, what are the odds? I mean, there was so many times throughout the month that I was looking for jobs that like nothing was coming up and nothing was happening. And I remember laying in bed one night at my parents' house, and I was like, it was like 2 in the morning, and for some reason I just went on Indeed, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, this new position opened up at a brand new store that's gonna be opening, and it was literally only like 10 or 15 minutes from the apartment that I had selected. And so I remember just applying at like 2 a.m. and I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen because no one's called me back this far. And sure enough, the next day I got a call and an interview lined up for like 5 days after I was gonna be, like when I drove down, it was gonna be 5 days after I'd moved here. All along the way, I remember just how amazing God showed me his favor. I remember just continuing to thank him and being like, wow, God, like, you're so good, because I couldn't have even written this. If I wanted to like bust out a notebook and write down dreams or plans or ways that I saw it going, I could have never come up with this situation or story that was suddenly unfolding in my life. Things were going great, and it was just a new and exciting chapter of my life. And I left the job at the salon and started working in another position that was completely outside of my comfort zone, something that I never thought I'd be doing. You can always just grow so much in those moments of transition and change, because that's true living. When you're taking risks outside of what you would normally do, it's so, what's the word? Just invigorating, you know? Like when you take an ice cold shower and you're like, let's do it. I remember this was a year ago now, coming up on a year ago. I started this new job. It was just nothing like I'd ever done before. I'm a super creative person. This job was just really not 100% like what I was used to, but it was cool because it stretched me. I realized in the spring probably wasn't gonna be the best fit for me at that moment in time, so I walked away from that position, and I was really scared because I did not have a legit like full-time job at that point in time. So again, I went back to making YouTube full-time. Obviously the income wasn't coming in that I needed during that time. Again, I didn't let my thoughts get negative or doubtful or just in that bad place. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You know when you can just get in your thoughts so much and you're laying in bed that night before and you're like, oh my gosh, this is, and then fill in the blank. So you can either take it in a positive direction or a negative direction. So I continued to just choose positivity. Of course, I had moments where I was like, oh my gosh, this sucks. Like everything's a disaster. Maybe I should have never moved here. I tried my very best through the grace of God to just stay positive, because I knew, and I still know, how important it is to guard your thoughts, because your thoughts are going to be what impacts your life. If you're thinking negative, then you're gonna draw all this negative energy. It's just not gonna be like, it's not gonna be good at all. I'm just being honest. So now coming into last year, so 2016, like summer into the fall, things got really, really hard. I mean, I'm talking like, I just didn't feel like 100% like myself. I didn't feel like the direction that I was presently headed was like it looked really foggy, if that makes sense. I would try and look ahead and be like, I really, really have this passion to inspire people. I know that without a doubt in my mind. And I really want to do something, whether it's tying in like my music and passion for speaking to people and just encouraging and inspiring people. I know I want to do that. That's something that's just like burning inside of me. And because working for yourself isn't always like a easy like 3-step program and then it just works out, it made it that much harder. So I'll get into this a lot more on Wednesday of kind of like step by step what I found works and what helped me. And I just remember sitting there this past fall and into the winter, and I started to feel myself shifting away from thinking those positive thoughts and really just thinking so negatively. I just remember specifically a couple weekends within like November and December, just things in life felt so hopeless. I remember laying in bed certain nights and being like, God, like I know that I have this desire to help people, and I know without a doubt in my mind that that's what I'm supposed to be doing, but I just couldn't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I know for some people there's much worse going on. There's horrible losses that you're experiencing in life, and maybe losses of jobs or loved ones, or just feeling that hopelessness. I get it. So like I talked about in my videos last week, really what brought me through it was the Lord. I mean, that's the only thing I can attribute it to, is the Lord and his encouragement through his word, and really the idea of just being positive and having that hope and faith. It's something that's brought me a lot of peace and a lot of comfort, is knowing that no matter where you go, the direction you go, if you have that hope and faith in the Lord, at the end of the day, that's really what's going to help guide you to the promise, to what your true purpose in life is. And guys, I remember after letting go of some of these relationships that weren't really great for me, and letting go of all of these negative thoughts that had been really weighing on me the past, I don't know, like through the last 5 months or so, when I really got back into the groove, I would say like into January, and just really when I was like, wow, these are the types of videos that I want to be making for people. This is what I want people to know me as and know my channel as, and leave after watching a video feeling inspired and feeling that hope again, and having those positive thoughts, because that's really what is going to make life so great and amazing, even through the hardest of times. So now here I am, and it's February, mid-February, and you know, I still have my days that I have negative thoughts, and it just happens. We're human and it's life. And when things get hard, sometimes your mind can jump right to, you know, oh crap, you know what? I'm not gonna have enough money this month for this, or I'm never gonna meet that right person that's a perfect match for me. And those thoughts are all normal, they come, but it's the idea of taking those thoughts captive and just kind of shifting them to a positive light, because we can always find positive in any situation. Through God, anything is possible. What we might think is impossible is always possible to him. So I guess in this video, I just really wanted to encourage you guys to be aware of the things you're thinking. Stick around for Wednesday, because I'll talk to you guys a ton more about what I personally do and things that I've known to work great for me, and I know they'll work great for you. So right when they pop up, you can be aware and be ready and say like, nope, not today. Like, you're not coming in my mind. I know what I'm gonna do in this situation. I know what I want and the vision that I see, and it's going to remain positive. I'm not going to let the negativity bring me down. If you guys like videos like this, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you're liking the content that I'm making, the topics I'm talking about. I hope you guys have a great day or night, whatever it may be for you when you're watching this. I love you. You're absolutely beautiful inside and out. Always remember that. Don't let any single person in your life tell you differently. They're wrong, and they're not telling you the truth. They're messing with you or something, because you are gorgeous. I mean, like, look at you. I'm telling you, like, just go look in the mirror after this video and be like, dang, girl, like, dang, boy, I'm looking good. All right, I'll see you guys next time.